What is up, boys? My name is Berate, and you know how it is. It is day 7 of uploading a video every single day for the month of July. Without any further ado, let's just get into the comment that is inspiring this video. Today's comment comes from not Jetty, I couldn't be bothered to how to pronounce it. Maybe we can make a video on confidence. It's like something how to believe in yourself, not compare to yourself to your friends. Newer to PC games and all my friends, and it's way harder for me to get kills, even though you work way harder, aim trainings, DMs, etc. And comparing yourself makes you play even worse. This actually popped up in my Discord server the other day as well, and it's how do you recover from tilt? Yeah, 2 of the worst games you ever played. And then, you know, he talked about like ranked teammates and stuff. Also, join the Discord server. This is also another great way to reach me if you have any questions or, you know, video ideas and stuff. So these two issues kind of go hand in hand, and they have the same solution, so I'm going to be going over them in this video today. Let's get into it. Since this entire video is kind of just going to be me yapping about the topic, I genuinely don't know what kind of B-roll I'm gonna put, because I can't really hop in a custom game and like show smokes, because this isn't like a smoke guide, this is like a mentality guide. So I'm just gonna be playing a swift play in the background, and the gameplay is gonna have nothing to do with what I'm talking about, and I'm not even gonna be focused. I'm not even on my main account. I'm on just a random alt account with a bunch of skins on it, and I'm kind of just gonna be playing the game and yapping on the topic. So I'll wait to start talking until I get in the game. Yeah, so sort of the idea behind the question, I'll go over both comments sort of just in order, because they have the same solution, but it's kind of just slightly different. So something that helps me with tilt in particular, I'll go over the one from my Discord server, which is the tilting, is just not caring. And that seems pretty complicated, but I'll get into it in a little bit. So not caring, well, actually no, I'm not even gonna go mid this round, pissed around. Not really caring is kind of just realizing that the game is just a bunch of pixels on a screen and don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Now obviously, you know, it's fine to care about your rank, it's fine to care about the game. That's completely fine. You know, it's good to, like, you know, care about the game that you're playing, especially if it's competitive. I was not expecting every single person to be there, but at the end of the day, it is a PNG next to your name with a bunch of pixels. Like it is a PNG next to your name with some text saying what, like, how much R you're at. That's it. That's all it is. It's a program on a computer that a human developer went in and programmed one day, and that's really about the crux of it. It doesn't matter, is the point. Now, what does matter is if you are trying to go pro and you know, want to hit like high immortal radiant, so that, you know, pro teams will start scouting for you, and if you want to make a living about the game, then obviously those numbers do mean quite a bit. But for the average solo queue player who's just, you know, playing ranked to play ranked, those numbers don't mean anything in the real world. He most definitely saw me do that. Anyways, yeah, those numbers don't mean anything in any like real context, so it's good to just like not care about them. Stinger is a fair and balanced weapon, by the way. Anyways, yeah, those numbers don't really mean anything in a real world context, so it's good to just stop caring about them. Now, the ways that you know, stop caring about it is sort of disassociating your rank from your skill. So another reason why people get tilted in matches, or, you know, they feel like they're not doing well, is because they think that their rank or their performance in game, which is, again, the scoreboard is just a bunch of numbers, actually equates to their skill. Now, I'm a coach, right? I have helped multiple people. I've helped people hit Ascendant. I've helped people in Immortal. I've helped people into Immortal, right? Like after my coaching, Alexander, the one content creator collab that I did a while back, that video I did for his channel, he, like, after like 2 sessions with me, he went from hard stuck platinum, and he shot into diamond in under a week because of like one simple tip I gave him. I'm a coach. I'd like to consider myself pretty competent at this game, at least in helping other people. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be performing very well every game. Like, obviously, for me, it's a little bit more straightforward. I have carpal tunnel in both of my wrists, so I can't really physically perform very well. My mechanics are always going to be bad, and my mechanics are so bad to the point that my strategy can't really make up for it. or, you know, my wrists start hurting and I can't really focus, whatever. I'm not trying to make this segment about me. I'm saying that I've learned to disassociate my skill in the game from the numbers on the screen. And that's another good way of, other than just like stop caring, this kind of goes into hand in hand with that. And it's more just make it so that these numbers on the screen don't equate to your actual skill in the game. And the way you sort of do that is by thinking about the game from a more analytical point of view. Let's say, what's it called? I don't know. Let's say that there was like, you know, a play I was doing and it was really smart, but I only got one and then I immediately got traded. Don't think of it as, oh, dang, I only got one kill. Think about it from a more analytical point of view and tell yourself, hey, that play was strategically good because of this and this. And if my mechanics were better, or if I would have hit that shot, I would have gotten 3 there and won the round. Now, obviously, some may, you know, think of this as, you know, some sort of cope or some sort of like, you know, feel-good method. Wow, that omen. Wow, that omen's the goat of spraying through smokes. But yeah, some may think of it as like, you know, sort of like a cope method. And it kind of is, to be honest. But in, you know, in terms of mentality and keeping yourself from tilting, thinking about the game analytically as you're playing it is just a good idea in general. So that's sort of like the tilt aspect of it. The second aspect of it is confidence. Confidence is another issue that was brought up. It was from the comment. And the issue of confidence comes really from practice. Now, if I were to, you know, sort of bring this idea to another context, let's say playing the piano, right? Let's say that I want to learn a complicated classical piano piece. And while I'm learning this classical piano piece, I just don't practice it. I listen to it like twice on Spotify from like, you know, what's it called? I practice it like once or twice and I listen to it like 5 times on Spotify. I haven't practiced that song enough. If I go on stage and try and perform that song, yeah, I'm not going to be confident performing it because I definitely haven't practiced it. And I know that if I attempt to do it, it's just not going to happen. So the best way and most consistent way that I can say to help with the confidence aspect of things is to practice more. And again, you have to wow, there's 4 people there. Again, like I'm not really playing well. I really shouldn't have swung that. But now with the confidence aspect of it, you need to practice. Now figuring out what to practice is the hard part. You need to, you know, go back, analyze your own gameplay, or, you know, buy a coaching session from me. Personalized coaching. I made the prices as cheap as I could. I have a Medify, link in description. Okay, self-plug over. Knowing what to practice is the difficult part, but once you sort of figure out what your issues are, and then you practice them, and you can perform them consistently, the issue with confidence is going to go away because you'll be confident in your abilities. Confidence isn't really a mindset of, oh my gosh, you have to believe in yourself. No. Confidence comes from consistent and targeted practice. And if you don't practice what you're trying to accomplish, how can you get confident in doing it? Wow, I suck. Like, how can you get confident in something if you haven't practiced it enough to be able to consistently perform it? Confidence comes from consistency. And if you can't do something consistently, either opt to not do it in game or make a note to, hey, I need to practice this until I can do it without really thinking about it. Like, you know, me, you know, teleporting behind that me teleporting on that box there and killing him. That was a bit of a wacky play. But the reason I had the confidence to go for the wacky play there was because I was confident in it, because I practiced, you know, the timing of like Omen's teleport and stuff, and I know, you know, like how to position myself with Omen and blah, blah, blah. That's like my own practice, but it also comes from consistency as well, because out of the hundreds and hundreds of times that I've done this exact play where I bait them into thinking I'm over here, wait for them to, you know, come through the smoke, and then I teleport through here under the cover of a gunshot or a smoke forming. Out of the hundreds and hundreds of times that I've done this exact play, because this scenario pops up a lot, like 90 of them have worked. So I'm confident because it's consistent. So confidence comes from consistency, and confidence also comes from consistent practice. And sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. Confidence comes from consistency, and consistency comes from practice. So that's the best way that I would say. Now, again, that is just a, you know, an elaborate way to go and say get good, kid. But I hope that I've sort of illuminated the topic a little bit more and helped, you know, y'all understand the ideas behind this better. Again, this is probably a video that I would have more well edited, but, you know, I think sort of like this live commentary thing is good. Okay, I'm gonna win this round now.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Dang it! Alright. Alright, with all that being said, this has been Berate, and remember to brush your teeth today, because I know for a fact I haven't. Bye-bye.